Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. As always, we'll start with some EVE Online, and I've played around average when it comes to EVE Online. I did enjoy playing the Lucky Clash so far, so I think that basically CCP has improved on these events with the Lucky Clash. With 4 missions to do every day, I think it's a little bit better for me especially. I think you can manage that in a little bit less time. You can find a more efficient way of running these missions. For instance, by doing like just one level 3 mission gets you most of that, and you can do that very easily in a battle cruiser. So yeah, there's a little bit less work to do here, and you get more rewards as well, of course, because if you feel like doing more, you can just go around looking for more of those Lucky Clash sites, gather more of those boosters, potentially a Plex as well that dropped in one of the Lucky Clash sites for me as well. And that's been really nice. I think you've got some slightly better rewards, you've got a bit less grind, and you've got something that is definitely manageable, especially with the 2-hour window now rather than 1 hour. You've got something that's definitely more manageable to consistently do on your daily schedule of EVE Online. So yeah, I think that this is a pretty nice improvement. The fact that there is a specific little anomaly for these sites probably helps as well with making this event a bit more of a smoother experience than the previous one, which felt like a pretty long grind for ultimately not that great a reward. Although the skin is of course a pretty good reward. It was like one of the first Tech 3 skins that we could get. Still, that one felt a bit more grindy, and this one for me is perfectly doable. The blueprint copy business, I'll keep you guys up to date on that as well. It's been going up and down quite severely. So early on in the week I hardly had any sales, and coming out of the weekend it really took several days for me to get another opportunity to bring more BPCs to the market. But later on in the week I again got into like the 10 sales a day. So it does switch very violently at the moment for some reason. And at the moment we will be having the final day of the Alliance tournament. I'm gonna definitely try to pick that one up because I think CCP Falcon is supposed to be there as well, and maybe we'll get our first little sneak peeks of information on what's coming next in EVE Online, and that's really what I'm waiting for at the moment. Give us a bit more information on what you guys are planning towards the winter expansion. That would be absolutely awesome to hear. Next up we have Heroes of the Storm. That is still on the daily quest regimen that I'm playing Heroes of the Storm. So probably on average 2 games a day is what I'm doing in Heroes of the Storm, and I still try to focus on like my favorite heroes, but at the moment I'm also trying some slightly different heroes whenever the quests are good for that. So for instance, last week I played several games with Vala because I had to do quests with the assassin hero. And I hadn't played Vala in a very long time, so it was nice to try out different heroes depending on the quests that you get. From that perspective, maybe the quests are a little bit too homogenic, so you almost always get play 8 games, you almost always get play win 3 games, and then next to that what I've very often been having is just play 2 games with a StarCraft hero or play 2 games with a World of Warcraft hero. So it was nice to see the Assassin quest pop up. That was I think for 3 games, so I could basically time that a little bit by just playing a couple of games with Vala over 2 days. And yeah, it would be nice if you would also have like a warrior hero, support hero pop up a little bit more. Maybe have those combinations with World of Warcraft hero or a StarCraft hero, for instance, come up a little bit more often as well. That way you can also try to finish off 2 of those quests in a single day and earn yourself basically a day off of Heroes of the Storm as well. Still, at the moment I'm still having quite a lot of fun with Heroes of the Storm. If you lose for several days on end, it maybe becomes a bit more frustrating, but because the number of games are so low, I can definitely enjoy just jumping in, finishing my quest, and if it didn't go well, then I just turn my brain off of Heroes of the Storm, and I go like, all right, you know, relax, tomorrow is another day, maybe we'll have some more fun then, and we'll actually be able to win some games. So it all depends a little bit. It's all done in quick play, so it doesn't matter that much. and well, the waiting times, the loading times, that's still something that maybe could be looked at. It still takes a decently long time, especially if one of the players has like a slower connection. But other than that, in quick play for me, the daily quests in Heroes of the Storm still very enjoyable and definitely very doable as well, as a form of, yeah, again, a little bit of a daily grind that I'm managing to keep up with. And finally, we have more Path of Exile, although that slowed down substantially in the second half of the week as I reached Act 9. You are hitting a wall there, or at least I'm hitting a bit of a wall there. So it's probably the end of the Act 8 experience where I died several times to the final boss that really made it so that it came to light that if you want to get a smooth experience throughout the 10 acts and then towards that end game, which I think are maps in Path of Exile, then you will want to follow a specific build, a specific plan beforehand. So I just started a Templar, focused on fire spells, took some life notes here and there, focused on the fire damage, but it's really just something that was done on the fly, my own idea, no specific plan, no specific combinations or plan beforehand. And so as a result, this is a lot weaker, and the gap between this and a fully optimized build, where you will find plenty of guides online, is pretty massive once you start to hit those later acts. And I'm really feeling that very hard now in Act 9. I basically died to blues and things like that as well, because my build is far from optimal. And as a result, I have to say that if I want to keep going with this character and also finish Act 10, then I have to do so much grinding to try and overlevel the content that it becomes a little bit annoying here. And so for this week, that's definitely been the lesson that I've learned when it comes to Path of Exile. They added a massive amount of content, and this is very enjoyable, definitely far more enjoyable than having to play the same acts 3 times in order to get towards that end game level. But what still very much holds true is that the complexity of Path of Exile is a hell of a lot more than any other game in its genre, I think, at the moment, especially compared to Diablo 3. If you don't start out with a specific plan, a specific build that is probably optimized by the community in general, you could say, then you are going to struggle just to get to the end of those 10 acts. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Getting into Act 9, I don't have a prepared build, I don't have a specific plan, and I'm definitely struggling here. I feel the need to grind out spots so that I overlevel the content, and that's the only way that I'm going to manage that. On the difficult bosses, like the final boss of Act 8, I basically had to die, take off 10%, die, take off 10%, and I keep going like that until I finally took down the boss there. So that is something to really keep in mind. Now, if you've been watching my Path of Exile videos and you plan on giving the game a try, then don't feel bad about not reaching end game content with just any character that you're creating, which is absolutely possible in Diablo 3, for instance. But know and understand that if you want to get to that end game content, you will want to first look for a specific guide online, have a plan, know which character you're gonna play, and then stick to that, so that you will actually have a smoother time when it comes to Acts 9 and 10, in my opinion. So very important lesson to be learned here. While I enjoyed my time with my Templar, now up to reaching Act 9, at this point it does become a lot of work, a lot of grinding, and I don't think I want to do that. So I basically do think that I'll take my time. I don't think I want to jump in right away again, but I'll probably start a new character with a specific build from a guide online and take a look at the game again with that new character. That's going to be it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.